because of the influences of my father. So my father was into business, and he was a local politician, but he was a farmer and he was very active in the church. So I think, like I got that sort of influence. And I remember when I was very, very young, like maybe 5 years old, he usually invites me because he goes to Divisoria to buy his stuff, and sells it in Cagayan Valley where we live, in Pamplona, which is a small town in Cagayan Valley. And I've been, I've always go with him when he sells his wares in the different markets in Cagayan. So I think that really kickstart my sort of entrepreneurial thinking and spirit. How can we share, because we're active in the community, in the Filipino community, not just Filipino community but other communities as well. How can we share our culture? And I think the best way to share your culture is via food. And we thought maybe rather than start with a restaurant, maybe start with a food truck. The idea of being able to serve our food fresh, cooked from the food truck, and serve to the not just Filipinos, because actually our idea is that we should be sharing it with non-Filipinos so they will know more about our culture. So that was the start. So we had the food truck in 2013. So specialty is our Filipino pork barbecue. So that's the yung barbecue natin, skewer natin. Definitely in the menu. And then the very popular one in wherever we go is the crispy pork belly. And then we will have the adobo natin. Like we have 101 ways of doing adobo, but we have our own as well. So we have our own identity, and I think people are loving that. So basically Filipino, like whatever, any Filipino food. Currently we sell pretty much everything, and the thing is that we cook it as you order. Pero dito sa city, I think we will have to have, because we will cater for lunch people, so we'll probably have a menu na smorgasbord ganyan, but then we will still be cooking kare-kare, sinigang, sisig, of course, sisig. We will have the budal fight, but I think the budal fight will be more like weekends. And we will have Filipino cooking lessons in the new space, New Zealand Defence Force building. And then there is the MPI, Ministry of Primary Industries, and then you have the Ministry of Education, Parliament, Statistics New Zealand. You have the Treasury, Reserve Bank. Wala dito sa area na ito na food space. So we managed to get a space, which is really good, because the building itself, yung dyan sa New Zealand Defence Force alone is 1,800. If they will build the precinct na matapos lahat ng building, that's 5,000 people. So they have, it's okay na mag-operate yung aming food truck. So we're going to have a Filipino cooking lessons in the new space, because again, going back to that idea of sharing our food, and I think when people actually experience cooking it, then they will have that sort of unforgettable experience. So we will offer that, because in this area, we team building. That I think it's good for team building, because I remember I actually did one. We went to kind of like an Asian cooking space, and then we did that as a team. It was really fun. So I think it would be really good, to share that to the Wellington CBD, and particularly the public sector. But what I have realized when I've been here working in many different sort of areas, different hats as well, like working in the public sector, working in the business space, working in in a professional body, and as well as in the community, is that I think we should be proud about who we are, and we should be involved in not just what in our community, in our respective community. We should be involved widely in all the things that matter around us.